Hello, everybody, and welcome to the IRT Network. It is time for our first featured match of the evening. It is going to be Ben Croft and Felipe Camacho. Ben Croft, the number 6 ranked player in the world. Felipe Camacho, the number 19 ranked player. Ben playing out of San Luis Obispo, California. Felipe out of Costa Rica. He is staying here in the States during the season, however. Want to thank you for joining us. So glad that you could be a part of this event. Lots of news to tell you about, lots of things happening around the sport. Some changes you may have already noticed in the way that we're doing business on the network. Let's start there. Every event we are having a poll that we put up, and you can vote on the 2 matches that you want to see. The top 2 matches that are voted on will be the feature matches of the round of 16. The other 2 will just stream when available and keep the score. All matches will be free, provided by Head Pen. Going into the round of the quarters, semis, and finals, those will be the same. We have a lot of Saturday finals this year, some new tournaments added to the schedule as well. We'll tell you about that as we go through this weekend. Some of the biggest news around the sport is Ben Croft. When he had surgery, we were able to speak to the doctor, and he sent us a statement saying that this particular surgery usually lasts, the recovery time lasts between 9 and 12 months. Ben had the surgery about 4.5 months ago, and he's already on the court. Advised by the doctors? Absolutely not. But we'll see how Ben plays here. He will obviously ease into things as much as can be expected for someone like Croft. I am very concerned as a fan of the sport that he could further injure himself. Hopefully he doesn't. Looked like a crack ace.
Stand up, Ben. He's sitting down.
Ben Croft says stand up. You're sitting down like it's a Saturday afternoon. It is not. It's Friday morning. Want to say hi to everybody. You're watching the IRT Network's presentation of the 16th annual Ghost of Georgetown 2015 Kansas City IRT Pro-Am Racquetball Tournament presented by Novasaurs. And that's because Mike Waddell could not think of any more words to put into the title of this tournament. Want to say hi to Brian Pineda watching in California. Three serving zeros the score. Camacho up early. That's a tough serve. Camacho's going to come back on the backhand side. Goes for the splat kill, and it is called a skip. Ben Croft playing with a new Pro Kinex frame. There's a commercial about that one. We'll be playing it here shortly. It's a nice high lob serve. Camacho up top. Camacho's looking good. Ben cannot underestimate Felipe Camacho, a great player. Plays for Team Costa Rica. Has for some time now. This is the first of 2 featured matches. The winner of this match goes on to play in the quarterfinals. And he will play the winner of Alvaro Beltran and Bradley Rogers, who are just about ready to start on the adjacent court. If you're just joining us, Kane Waslinchuk won his first match in 3. The first match of the day was Jansen Allen and Matthew Maxner. Jansen won in 3 there. Rocky Carson beat Mario Mercado actually, in 3 as well. Seeds hold true so far. Ben Croft getting his sea legs under him. He has not had a lot of time on the court since the surgery. We'll have Ben on the air as we go through this weekend, as well as a lot of other players. The new official IRT referee, that's right. The new official IRT referee is Matthew Maxner. Charlie Pratt has resigned that position. He has accepted a full-time position back home in Portland, Oregon. So he is now working full-time. However, in talking with him last night, he will be playing several events. He considers himself full-time because he's still training full-time. He's unable to make this event. He was at a wedding this weekend. Says that he will play at the U.S. Open, which is our next event. Good hustle from Camacho. Replaying the ball at 0-5. Breaking news in the political front. Just got a news flash that the House has okayed the bill to defund Planned Parenthood. If you follow politics and U.S. government news, there's a little bit of information for you. Miles Halverson, took him about 3 minutes, and he is already returned to grumpy cat form and the chat box. Camacho up top, that's going to catch the side wall, but it kind of keeps on that trajectory. A huge setup for Camacho, goes cross court. That looked like it skipped from back here, called good from Chopre. So why do they call it the Ghost of Georgetown? Well, there was a terrible construction accident about 16, I'm just kidding. This is 16th annual, and talking with Mike Waddell. Several years ago, there was a club called Georgetown, and they used to have the Georgetown Open, Georgetown Racket Club, a long-running tournament. Well, that club closed down about 18 years ago, give or take. Mike Waddell liked that event so much, when he started putting on racquetball tournaments, he decided to call this the Ghost of Georgetown in honor of the old Georgetown Open. Inquiring minds. Terry Kessling helped me out with some fact-finding on that one. Eight events. Lots of people getting in the chat box. Again, the matches this morning are free. This is a featured match as well as the next one. By the way, that next match is Daniel De La Rosa and Scott McClellan. Ben Croft drawing at Brad Chopre. I have a new thought on Ben Croft. You know, some people last year questioned some of his quote antics, and I was a little difficult on him. I was very hard on him at a few different tournaments. However, say what you want, people watch him. Similar to that Donald Trump guy, right? Never know what he's going to say or do, but he's bringing eyes to the Republican Party. Well, Ben does the same thing. So you may not like the things that he says or the way that he goes about doing business, but it is entertaining, and that's the purpose of it. And this sport needs a lot more of that. You're right, Donald. Camacho is playing very strong. Sure. Ben Croft is the Donald Trump of the IRT. He's huge. It's going to be huge. I'm going to take this racket. I'm going to take this ball. I'm going to hit it hard. Gonna be huge. I'm gonna put up a wall between me and my opponent. I'm gonna make Alvaro Beltran build it. It's the best Donald Trump impression I got. John Clay's in the chat box. Oh, rollout. Oh, that looks like an ace. Yeah, good serve called. Camacho comes out firing. Jonathan Clay with Rollout Racquetball, one of our very dear sponsors. Check him out online, wearrollout.com. Wearrollout.com. Yeah, Brian, you're exactly right. Saying with a smaller field here in Kansas, it makes sense for Ben to come here and try to get the points. For those of you that aren't aware of the way the rankings work, players that played in this event are going to drop points, so you have to be here to add points and continue where you're at. Ben isn't the 6th ranked player on the tour right now. He comes in with a 336 point advantage over Jansen Allen, but 44 points behind Jose Rojas. Well, the issue with that is that last year at this tournament, Ben made it to the semifinal, so he has a semifinal that he's defending. To take a semifinal, lose those points and add 0 would be huge. See what I did there? Ben asking if we can hear him on the court, and I said when he's back here. He said, okay, I'll be back there more. Serving 0. Camacho is a macho man in the court right now with a drive serve, backhand side. Croft shoots that but finds the corner. On the run, he's got it. Side out call. Ben Croft catches that one right in the back. Replay called 0-9. Ball runs just a little bit. And holy cow, how did he get that? That's a tough get. Left it up though. Serving 0, timeout on the court, and we will take our first official timeout of the season. You're watching Racquetball as it happens from the 16th annual Ghost of Georgetown Open presented by Novasaurs on the IRT network.
Gives you wings.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Croft and Felipe Camacho. Ben, the number 6 ranked player in the world, taking on Camacho, the 19th ranked player. Camacho up big here, started out great, 9 serving 0. Jose Diaz won his game over Robert Collins in 3 straight. I was wrong. Team Belmont is not Pineda. Saw that coming. Mark pusher, I believe. It's an ace. 10 serving 0. Look at that. Camacho's really serving very, very good. He's mixing it up well. He's not tipping it off very well either. And Croft skips that shot. Game 1 in the books goes to Felipe Camacho. We'll be back in just a moment. More great racquetball action as it happens. Live right here on the IRT Network.
This mountain doesn't own a watch. It's not in a hurry to get where it's going. And yet, after millions of years, it has arrived. It's what inspired us to cold age our beer, which, thankfully, takes a little less than a million years. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
Idea, giving active adults the freedom of expression through thoughtful design inside the home and out. With 6 active adult communities in Phoenix and Tucson to choose from, if there's such a thing as getting to a good place in life, this is it.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Felipe Camacho in Croft. Getting back to the action, 0 serving 0. You can see there on the head pen scoreboard that Camacho won the first. Camacho has the first game. The first shot straight to the back of Croft, and now the first elbow. He's leading in all categories. That stellar, excited voice you hear refereeing is Brad Chopre. I'm getting ready to get asked about a rule, so I'm not even going to look up because I don't want to be a part of this conversation.
Brett, you don't have to go ask, because I'm going to hit a lob serve. No, it's not. It's not the rule, and it doesn't matter. Just know the rules. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, back to the action. That's an around the world shot. It's a good one. Hits the corner and falls out almost parallel to the wall. Camacho, strong backhand, leaves it up a little bit. Should have gone down the line, couldn't. Now he's going into the corner. Oh, Ben with a nice get. Camacho wants a hinder. Halfway through this match, the players are going to take a timeout and put football pads on and continue. High lob serve. It's a nick lob. Checks up nicely in the back. Camacho to the ceiling. Croft, the lazy skip there. Camacho once again up, up 1 game to none. He won the first pretty decisively. Then settling down a little bit. Calls for 4 bounces. I think it was only 3. John wants to know, is Croft really recovered enough to be playing well? I mean, he's holding his own in there. He's not hitting the ground like he normally does as far as his vicious dives. A little bit of miles per hour slower, it looks like. So, I mean, I would say if I'm guessing, and I am, he's not quite 100%. Probably will be by the U.S. Open. But this is a business where if you can play, a lot of players need to play. I hate to see him start the season. It may be one of the things for Croft where he's starting the season and hurt and injured, and as the season goes along, he may actually get feeling better, where a lot of players come into the season really fresh, really ready to go, and then they kind of break down and have injuries and those things along the way. Ben may be the first guy in a long time to actually get healthier because of that surgery. Again, the surgery he had was about 4.5 months ago. Recovery time is 9 to 12 months. Two serving, 2 high lob. That's a tough lob sort. Camacho, though, with a nice overhead swing. In with an easy down the line. Three serving, 2 high nick lob once again. That's tough. Nice flat backhand. Ben has something to say after every single point. It's part of his game. It will get into a lot of players' minds. So far, it doesn't look like it's affecting Camacho that bad. John in the chat box says his mouth is in mid-season form. It really is a part of the game. A lot of players don't use it. Rocky is does a pretty good job, especially in later matches. Stretching out the game through talking with the ref, throwing the opponent off their game, breaking the momentum, those type things. That's what it's designed to do. It's not a disrespect thing, and a lot of people find it very enjoyable to watch. James Anderton, you dirty dog, you jumping in the chat box. Good to see you, buddy.
5-2.
Otis says he doesn't know. He thinks cross personality. He doesn't know. He says he's not a fan, of cross personality on the court. Think his game is plenty exciting without it. It is very exciting. But once again, I just used Donald Trump for an example. This time last year, if I were to tell you that Donald Trump would be bringing new life and eyeballs and media to the Republican Party and be the front runner, you would have thought I had lost my mind. Those who already hadn't thought that. People just watch it. People love to see the entertainment part. 7-2. We have a timeout on the court. We will take a break. Croft up here in the second, 7 serving 2. More great racquetball action coming your way live on the IRT network.
FanDuel has definitely changed my Sundays. It's made it a lot more interesting.
Join over 1.1 million people who've already won money in FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues.
More and more people are starting to find out that this is the way to play.
FanDuel's paying out $75 million a week with immediate cash payouts and no season-long commitment.
And you can see the number of points you're scoring going up and up and up.
You kind of start pacing back and forth.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Just choose a league, pick your team, and get your cash winnings after Monday night.
You can find a $1, $5, $10, $25 contest.
Try it. It takes a few minutes. You'll have a blast.
FanDuel has more winners and more payouts than any other site.
I've deposited a total of $35 on FanDuel and won over $2 million.
They're the leader. They have the most options, the most players, most winnings.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone, and enter promo code YouTube61. That's promo code YouTube61.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. John Scott with you on the IRT Network. High lob serve. Camacho goes right down the backhand side. Bim the nice flip around loop-de-loo. That's an official term coined by myself. Belmont saying FanDuel is everywhere, even an IRT sponsor. Sort of. FanDuel is a eNet Live sponsor. They're a corporate sponsor of eNet Live, and they get exposure here. James Anderton couldn't agree more. The second part of your conversation. Ball looked like it skipped. Called good. Camacho skips that ball. Ben Croft wins game 2. We're tied 1 game apiece. 28 minutes into this match. We'll be back. More great racquetball action coming your way.
Where were you born? It's a question asked all the time. Because where you're from shapes who you are, inspires how you do things. And when that inspiration comes from a place this refreshing, this majestic, this... well, you get the idea. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
The only woman to go undefeated for 3 consecutive seasons. The only woman to ever bring a #1 title back to her home country. And the only woman to introduce a new grip to the game. When everybody thought the game was too big for her. Paula Longoria, racquetball's most decorated #1 player of all time. Because excellence is the only option.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tied 1 game apiece. 11-0 was the score of the first. 11-2. Camacho won the first. Oh, that's a great return. Comes out just at the end, and Ben puts a nice piece of graphite on it. Camacho won the first. Ben won the second on the head pen free preview feature match. 1 of 2 on the day. Here's an interesting study just breaking. According to ESPN, a new study shows that 96% of deceased NFL players tested show positive results for brain disease or disorders. That's crazy. 96%, according to ESPN, of deceased NFL players testing positive for brain disease, CTE. We are a wealth of knowledge on the IRT network, bringing you more than just racquetball news and views, but world news and views. fun facts as we go along. For example, did you know that the hot dog was founded here in Overland Park, Kansas? That is not true, but it sounds cool. I want to say hello to everybody checking in all across the globe, watching. Lots of new players or new fans watching. We were at an event last night in St. Louis, a big boxing event. We were promoting racquetball there. A lot of people had never seen professional racquetball. I told them, don't worry, I haven't either. Just kidding. But lots of folks around the St. Louis area that have not seen professional racquetball got to see it last night, and it looks as though a lot of them have signed in to watch today. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Anthony Livingston is online watching. He's a boxing instructor in St. Louis. Says that this would be a great sport to help on footwork. A crossover sport for boxing. I agree. Sal Perconti, you dirty dog, you. Just signing into the chat box. That reminds me, check out the Rafa House auction at the U.S. Open. We'll put it up on your screen. We have a graphic. But in the meantime, check them out. Go to the U.S. Open Racquetball homepage or auction.perconti.com. I'm going there right now. I'm going to bid on something. Some great deals with the Rafa House and the U.S. Open Championship auction site supporting St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, Rafa House, and JDRF. Again, go to auction.perconti.com. That's an ace. Oh, yeah, it's an ace serve called. And they have some great things. Bidding is open right now. They've got all kinds of trips. Official licensed gear from Team USA. There's a trip to the Cayman Islands. It's a 1-week vacation. Includes 1-week accommodations at Grand Cayman Vacation at Rum Point. Sun Valley Ski and Fishing Condo, 3 nights. Something really cool. An autographed Syosset, New York poster from 2003. It's priceless. It's the only one like it with these autographs. Some of the autographs include Cliff, Kane Sudsey, Ruben Gonzalez, Jason Menino, Ronald McDonald. That one's not on there. There's 14 total signatures. It's one of the only pieces of sports memorabilia in the racquetball world that has Cliff, Kane, Sudsey, Ruben, and Jason. Camacho with a nice shot there. There's another trip on the auction site, 3 days, 2 nights to the Bahamas. Another one to Moritz Seaside Resort in the Cayman Islands. I will be going there the day after Thanksgiving, and I cannot wait. Anyway, there's all kinds of great things, and actually, it's a great price. You can get some amazing deals. There's a total of 158 different things, including advertising packages on eNet Live, memberships, racquetball gear, jewelry, a lot of different things. That site one more time, auction.perconti.com. That's PERCONTI.com. Check it out. 2 serving 6, high lob serves, going to kiss the sidewall, falls out for Felipe. He can't put it down. Ben can't either. Camacho into the corner. Ben goes wide right side, dives in the back corner. Now Ben's got an opportunity, but he can't put the ball down. I'd like to forget that whole rally myself. That was an ugly one. Hey, speaking of ugly ones, I want to say hi to my mother-in-law watching back home in Kentucky. Hope she's doing well. Ben misses the ceiling completely, and Camacho makes him pay. I'm told to send you to auctionusopen.com instead of the auction dot blah blah blah. I was just saying officially go to auctionusopen.com. I'll change that in the graphic as well. Same great prizes. And everybody who buys anything gets one complimentary hug from Sal Perconti. Racquetball Santa Claus. And goes to the ceiling. Camacho back up top and retreats back. He's going to go to the ceiling again. 3 straight ceiling balls, make it 4. Who's going to be the first to shoot? Will be Croft. Goes down the line. Camacho covering. Called good as the feet are tangled up in the service box. Ben Croft with a gigantic skip right there. Again, for those of you tuning in, and we've got just over 10,000 watching right now. Ben Croft had shoulder surgery about 4 months ago. Recovery time 9 to 12 months, but he's here. I'm not sure that I agree with it. Doctors don't agree with it. But Ben is tough, and he's trying to defend some points. He made a semifinal. Let me double check that. Yes, he made a semifinal here last year. So he's got a lot of points to defend, and a 0 would just be brutal, especially considering the person in front of him, or excuse me, behind him, which is Jansen Allen, is on his way to the quarterfinals already. Jansen knocked off Matthew Maxner earlier in a bonus round coverage. Jansen will play Rocky today at 4 o'clock on this very court. It's about an hour, or excuse me, that's about 3 hours and 24 minutes from now. That's a tough shot. So that quarterfinal is already set. The other one, Kane Wasselinchuk, will be taking on Jose Diaz. That match will be scheduled at 5 o'clock. $6 o'clock match is going to be the winner of Alvaro Beltran and Bradley Rogers. I'll get you an update here in just a couple minutes on that one. And the winner of this, Camacho and Croft. Nightcap will be the winner of our feature match, Daniel De La Rosa, Scott McClellan versus Jose Rojas, Mauricio Zelada. So the winner of those 2 matches will play at 7 o'clock tonight. Hey to Chris Purrington. Chris, thank you so much for signing up. We absolutely appreciate your support. Back in the day, we used to have a lot of rackets to give away. Echelon gave us lots of frames to give away. They had to use those extra rackets, though, to add to the length of this year's frames, so they're out of inventory. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Don't call. Don't email. Ben doesn't like that call.
Can you speak? I just want you to speak words, because this doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, that's better. I can understand that. This, I don't know what this means.
Croft asking him to speak up. I don't know what he's saying. Brad Chopre is the most boisterous person out here. He's the most excitable. That kid. I've always given him a tough time because when he refs, he sounds very mellow.
I couldn't see. I thought it was good.
Ball looked like it skipped from here. Hey, don't forget in the quarterfinals, the instant replay starts. We'll talk to you about the instant replay when we get into it. But the instant replay is in a player can challenge a call. We'll tell you about the rules and how all of that will work. We are equipped with our instant replay thing, so we're excited about that.
5-10.
See if we can get what Ben's saying. Croft skips that. Camacho wins the third game 11-5. We got a ball game on our hands. We'll be back 42-43. Make it minutes into this match. Camacho up 2-1.
Red Bull gives you wings.
This mountain doesn't own a watch. It's not in a hurry to get where it's going. And yet, after millions of years, it has arrived. It's what inspired us to cold age our beer, which, thankfully, takes a little less than 1,000,000 years. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live here at the 2015 Ghost of Georgetown Kansas City IRT Pro-Am Racquetball Tournament presented by Novasaurus. We'll have a quick word with Ben after this match just to talk to him about the shoulder, how he's feeling, and so forth. Camacho cross-court bin, skips it at the shoelaces. Big miss there. Again, that website, we've had a few people text which one to go to. You can get to it either way, but the proper, if you will, site is auction.usopen.com. That is our next event, by the way, the US Open. Coming up in October. We are not doing the Vegas event. The event that we've done since they started has decided to pay some other folks to come and do the event. So they're gonna do it on ESPN 3. Hopefully you have that if you're interested in the outdoor event. That's next weekend. We will not be doing that one. But we will be back at the US Open October 7th through 11th. That's tough. Good night. Felipe Camacho with a heck of a shot. Camacho tracks that down, has to hit it behind the back. Ben sets up at the encroachment line. And a replay called. Camacho not happy. Camacho up early, 3-0. He's up 2 games to 1 on the Head Pen scoreboard. Camacho pitching a shutout again here in the fourth, 4-0. Camacho on a huge run here. Timeout. Timeout on the court. We're going to take a brief break. I want to say hi to Fran Davis and say yes to that last text. Camacho is up 7 serving 0 here in the fourth. 51 minutes. We'll be back in 1 minute. 51 minutes into this match, and we'll be back in 1 minute right here on the IRT Network.
It was Ed Robeson's idea, giving active adults the freedom of expression through thoughtful design inside the home and out. With 6 active adult communities in Phoenix and Tucson to choose from, if there's such a thing as getting to a good place in life, this is it.
FanDuel has definitely changed my Sundays. It's made it a lot more interesting.
Join over 1.1 million people who've already won money in FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues.
More and more people are starting to find out that this is the way to play.
FanDuel's paying out $75 million a week with immediate cash payouts and no season-long commitment.
And you can see the number of points you're scoring going up and up and up.
You kind of start pacing back and forth.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Just choose a league, pick your team, and get your cash winnings after Monday night.
You can find a $1, $5, $10, $25 contest.
Try it. It takes a few minutes. You'll have a blast.
FanDuel has more winners and more payouts than any other site.
I've deposited a total of $35 on FanDuel and won over $2 million.
They're the leader. They have the most options, the most players, most winnings.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Love it or your money back guaranteed. Go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone, and enter promo code YouTube61. That's promo code YouTube61.
All right, welcome back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. We have a bit of a delay. I'm not sure what's going on. But we'll keep it right here and find out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got an update. Ben is unable to continue. We're going to halt the match right here at 7-0. Camacho will move on to the quarterfinals. Congratulations to Felipe Camacho. He plays tonight at 6 o'clock against the winner of Beltran and Rogers, who are playing right now on the adjacent court. We'll find out what that score is. We're also going to cut the feed, hit the reset button, and so you'll see your signal drop in just a second. Hit the refresh, and you'll find us right back. You're watching Great Racquetball as it happens. Once again, Camacho in 4 right here, the IRT Network.